Today, Squeaks and I are looking at all kinds of super strong rocks. We can test which rock is harder by scratching one rock against another and seeing which one doesn't leave pieces behind. Oh, this rock isn't so strong because it leaves some pieces behind when I scratch it against the second rock. And the second rock is stronger because it doesn't crumble. One of the strongest rocks of all, though, is one that you might not expect. It's a diamond. Ah, you're right, Squeaks. Diamonds aren't exactly the same thing as rocks. A diamond is something called a crystal. That means it's solid. And when you look really close, like with a special microscope, you can see that it's made up of smaller pieces arranged in a special repeating way. Rocks, on the other hand, are made up of lots of different crystals mixed together, like the rocks we have here. If you mix together a diamond and a bunch of other crystals, then it would be a rock. But diamonds are stronger than all the other rocks and crystals in the world. That's because of the stuff diamonds are made out of and how they form. Let's take a closer look. Diamonds are made out of carbon, a special material that makes up all kinds of things here on Earth. Lots of rocks contain carbon. Pencils and paper have carbon in them, and every single living thing has carbon in it, even you and me. But carbon looks different depending on what other materials it's put together with and how they're put together. It's a lot like how you can make lots of different things with building blocks. If Squeaks puts the same blocks together in different ways, they can be a tree or a house or a mountain. For carbon building blocks to become a diamond, they need to be heated up really hot and smushed together super hard. Most diamonds formed a really long time ago, between 1 and 3 billion years. That's way before there were dinosaurs on Earth. There weren't even any plants yet. Most diamonds also formed deep underground, about 150 kilometers down, way farther than the deepest hole anyone has ever dug. The Earth is incredibly hot and made of melted rock. It's a bit like the inside of a volcano. Some of the carbon deep down there was heated up really hot and was squished together by all the stuff on top of it. We call that squishing pressure. With all of the heat and pressure around it, the tiniest bits of carbon began to move around and stick together, holding each other in place until there were bigger pieces of carbon all stuck together. Can you guess what those bigger pieces turned into, Squeaks? That's right, it was the start of a diamond. Because of the heat and the pressure, the carbon stuck together in a very regular pattern. That's a big part of what makes diamonds so strong. But even after the carbon stuck together to make the diamonds we know today, they were still really far underground. Then something amazing happened. Some of the molten hot insides of the Earth erupted towards the surface. It was just like a volcano, Squeaks, only these eruptions came from even deeper underground than volcanoes today, and it happened much faster. The eruptions carried all kinds of materials from the inside of the Earth up to the Earth's crust, the ground right near the surface of the Earth. The diamonds were carried up, and when they reached close enough to the surface of the Earth, the diamonds and all of the other burning hot rocks and other stuff around them cooled down. Many of the diamonds stopped a little bit below the surface, and even after they cooled down, they stayed in their special shapes. Billions of years passed until people started to find diamonds in the ground. These days, people dig up diamonds to sell and use in things like jewelry or special tools that need to be made of one of the strongest materials in the world. That is one super crystal. Thanks to one of our viewers, Rishab, for asking us about this. What amazingly strong rocks can you find where you live? Are there any other tests you can think of to see how strong rocks and crystals like diamonds are? We have a website where you can send us your ideas. Just ask a grown-up to help you go to patreon.com/SciShowKids to check it out. And we'll see you next time here at the fort.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 ba. La 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 la. I'm in love with the shape of spring. There are rectangles and hearts and squares, even stars that are twinkling. There are so many shapes out there. Bravo, bravo, you two. Thank you. Very good job, Cordy the unicorn. You too, Doug the dinosaur. And now, without further ado, whoever ado is presenting the shapes of spring. Yay! Now, shall we? The shapes of spring. So many shapes out there to make up the beautiful outdoors. The shapes of spring are everywhere, on the ground and in the air. Some are big and some are small. Help the bunny find them all. Hello, cute little bunny. You're a cute bunny. You're the cute bunny with a little pink bow. So I guess it's a girl bunny. And there's a butterfly. And there's a quack, quack, ducklings. 1, 2, 3. They must be siblings. And there's a ladybug. And there's a rabbit. And there's a squirrel. And there's a whoo, whoo. But sleeping because owls are nighttime birds. Okay, here we go. Circles are round with no straight sides. Search Donkey's garden and find where they hide. How many are there? Circles. Oh my goodness. I see a lot of circles. I hope you can count really high because here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 50, 50. You know what? Next time I'm going to be doing them by groupings. But now we know we have a lot of apple trees, circular. Oranges, circular. These particular flowers, circular. This harvest right here, is it, I'm going to say heads of lettuce, circular. Some of the flowers, circular. So we had over 50. It's quite a bit. Now, a shape with 4 sides that are the same is called a square. Search the town to find them hidden everywhere. How many are there? And there we go. These are squares, so we have a reference point. This is a square with a strap, but a square, and these are squares. And okay, here we go. Here are some squares right here. These are squares on the shutters. And well, if you look, the ladder makes up squares in the in-between space, and the doors have squares, and this door, and the windows are squares. In fact, is a window count as 1 square, 1 big square, or 4 little squares? Psh, my mind is blown. A lot of options here. The books, square. And let's see here. It looks like Mouse's hat is a little square, as is Mouse's bag and that bag. And then Bunny's bag is also a square. So, whew, there were a lot of squares out there. I didn't count them this time, though, because I knew it was going to be a really big number. Eggs are shaped like ovals, nice and round and long. Help Mrs. Hen gather them and sing a springtime song. How many are there? Okay, so ovals are like eggs, so you know, kind of like this. Let's see how many there are. Am I an oval shape? Oh, hi, random pickle guy. Hi, you can call me Dill. Like dill pickle? No. Oh, okay. Am I oval shaped? What? You're a little longer than an oval. You're more like a pickle than an egg. So what shape am I, would you say? I would say you are pickle-sized. Cool! Oof, got out of that one. Wasn't quite sure what to answer. All right, so now let's count the ovals on the beautiful page. Here we go. Gonna go up high. Oh, references. Okay, so we have these as references and these as references. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I counted 23. Now, I might have missed some in the rush, so maybe you take your time on the page and you count them all properly. But those are our ovals. Next shape, please. Diamonds. Shine bright like a diamond. Diamonds are like kites that spring winds carry high. Squirrels like to fly them way up in the sky. Squirrel. How many are there? Well, let's see how many kites there are. So here's our reference, right? So it's a kite. So notice it's not quite a square, right? Because they're longer. Even if you turn it, it doesn't quite look like a square. It looks like a slanted square if you were to turn it that way. So that is a diamond. Now let's see. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. And here's a 7th one over here. But the illustrator, if you look very closely, put little diamonds on the kites too. So besides these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So besides these 7 kites, then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little diamonds on each one too. So we have 7, and then they have 6 on each. So it says 7, it says 42, maybe. Multiplication. That's too much for today. Let's just say there's a lot, but now we know what they look like, right? Like that. Next shape, triangles. One of my favorite shapes. I don't know why, it just is. The farm has many triangles hidden in the yard. With 3 straight sides, they're fun to find. It isn't very hard. How many are there? Okay. So as an example, we have the carrots, right? 1, 2, 3, looks like a cone. Also looks like a tree, right? So let's see how many triangles. So right off the bat, I see the tree, but the tree is 2 triangles, one on top of the other. So I'm going to count that as 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, those are the trees. Now the carrots. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 carrots. Oh, but wait, that ice cream cone is triangle, that cone. 23. Are there any other hidden triangles? Her bow. It's 2 triangles. 23, 24, 25. I think that's it for this page. I told you I was good at triangles. I hope you are too. Wait, let's see over here. I almost missed these. The farmhouse. These are shaped like triangles too. See? So we were at 26, I think. 25, 26. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we have triangles there too. See? Shapes everywhere. I bet if you start looking around your room right now, you start to see triangles and squares and circles. I don't see any ovals, but I bet spotted. Okay, no, it's deformed. Sort of an oval, but the shapes are everywhere. Maybe you even have a pickle lying around. Who knows? Because I don't know where my pickle came out of. Let's see. Now, what do we have? Oh, hearts. Never thought about hearts. That's a great shape. Butterfly wings, leaves, and much more. Hearts show our love to those we adore. How many are there? Okay, so as an example, it's showing us that this butterfly has wings that look like hearts. See? 4 hearts on this one. This one has 2. We only see 1, but you know a butterfly has 2 wings. Hearts, of course. And even the flower petals can look like hearts. And this clover looks like a heart. So hearts, here we go. 1, 2, 3 on this clover. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oof, it's a lot. Okay, so then we have more over here. 3, 3, and 3 here. And another 3 here. And then butterfly has 4. This butterfly has 2 wings, so we see those 2. And then the hearts themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So all the clovers have 3, And then the flowers, each petal is like 3 hearts. And then that, I'll let you do all the big math yourself because you're super smart. A shape with 6 straight sides is called a hexagon. A red one means to stop and look before you travel on. How many are there? Now, I know hexagon sounds like a huge word and very difficult, but as long as you know it's a stop sign, hexagon is a stop sign, easy peasy to remember. So how many hexagons, 6-sided shapes do we have here? The stop sign is 1. And then, oh, I see inside the wheel here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And the little wind thingamabob, what do you call that? You blow it, it goes windmill? Is it a windmill? No. You know what it's called. That thing is definitely looking like a hexagon to me. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. So, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's not as many on this one because, well, hexagons, 6-sided shapes aren't as common as squares, which is only 4, or circles, or even triangles, which is just 3 sides. Rectangles are used to build. They're really stretched out squares. Doors, blocks, bricks, and more. Look and find them everywhere. How many are there? So here, get a reference here. This is what a rectangle looks like, just like a brick. So doors are like squares, but long, right? Like a door. So that's a rectangle. So we have 1 here. And then these guys are carrying a block, 2, window, 3. All these gaps are rectangles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's in 1. 9, his butt's covering up this one. But there's 1 there. And then the bricks, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then this could be a rectangle too, a long square right there. That can also be 1. Let's see, we had quite a few rectangles. Even this guy's hat could look like a rectangle. His ear's blocking it a little bit, but that's that. All right, what else do we have left? Twinkling in the springtime sky. Find the stars that shine so high. How many are there? Ah, you know what a star looks like. That's a beautiful shape of spring and all the other seasons too. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Did I miss any? Did I miss any on this side? I think I got them all. And last page. Spring is full of shapes galore, circles, squares, and so much more. Whoo, whoo. Well, he just slept through the whole book, didn't he? And look at that. Bunny found all of them. Found the circles, and there's the triangles, and there's a rectangle right there, and there's the oval, and there's a cute little chirpy right here, little chicken, little chicklet, and we have a mouse. And do you have any bears? Oh, I don't see any bears here, but that's okay. You know, there can be. Oh, what? I guess this guy. Well, no. What is that thing? Is that a bear? I can't tell if that's a bear or another thing. Where's the pickle? You're the pickle. I'm the pickle. I'm the pickle. And that was the shapes of spring everywhere. Now, look around. You never know how many shapes are all around you. I hope you enjoy the shapes of spring.
go camping. Hurry up, Amelia Bedelia, called Mr. Rogers. I'm coming, said Amelia Bedelia. Did we get everything? Asked Mrs. Rogers. I would say so, said Amelia Bedelia.
Louder, little louder.
Good, said Mr. Rogers. It's time to hit the road. Hit the road? Asked Amelia Bedelia. All right. She picked up a stick and Amelia Bedelia hit the road. Stop that! Shouted Mr. Rogers. Get into the car. Amelia Bedelia got into the car. I'm so excited, she said. I've never been camping. You will have fun, said Mrs. Rogers. They rode for a long time. Finally, Mr. Rogers stopped the car. Wake up, Amelia Bedelia, said Mrs. Rogers. This is it. Amelia Bedelia looked all around. But where's the camp? She asked. The camp is in the car, said Mr. Rogers. In the car? Said Amelia Bedelia. We're going to camp in the car? The things we need to make the camp are in the car, said Mr. Rogers. Make the camp? Said Amelia Bedelia. We have to make the camp? Just forget it, said Mr. Rogers. I'll put the tent here and we can fix it later. All right, said Amelia Bedelia. Now let's have some fun, said Mr. Rogers. Let's catch some fish. I've never caught fish, said Amelia Bedelia. Is it like catching a ball? Mr. Rogers laughed. It's more fun, he said. I will show you how. Did you bring any cookies? Asked Mrs. Rogers. Yes, said Amelia Bedelia. I made up a new kind. Amelia Bedelia got the cookies. Chocolate, said Mr. Rogers, my favorite. He took a bite. They are so crunchy, he said. That's the potato chips, said Amelia Bedelia. I do love potato chips. I put in a whole bag. I call them chocolate chip cookies. Mr. and Mrs. Rogers looked at each other. Call them what you like, said Mrs. Rogers. Just make them often, bring them along, and follow me, said Mr. Rogers. Let's find a good fishing spot. They walked along the bank. After a bit, Mr. Rogers stopped. He looked at the water. This looks good, he said. Amelia Bedelia stopped. I see one. I see a fish, she said. I'll catch it. Wait, said Mr. Rogers. But Mr. Rogers was too late. Amelia Bedelia was already in the water.
Right now, charged particles are flowing through your television set. That's electricity. But sometimes the charged particles don't flow. They build up and they build up and they build up, and they make big sparks. Whew. That's static electricity.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy is brought to you by socks. Socks stick together.
Lightning bolts and sparks happen when electricity makes air glow. Now, electricity is the flow of tiny particles called electrons. And you know about electrons because they're flowing through your television set right now. But this is static electricity. And static's from a word that means stay. So the charged electrons are staying on that big ball, and they build up a big charge. And then the charge lets go. The electron starts flowing. Isn't that wild? It's lightning. You've probably felt a static electrical charge if you've ever shuffled your feet across the carpet and touched a doorknob or somebody else. Well, here's what happens. As you rub your feet on the carpet, electrons, the tiny pieces of atoms that have electrical charge, build up on you or the carpet, so that there's a static charge. Now, by rubbing this fur on this red plastic rod, I end up with electrons on the rod. It has a static electrical charge. So watch what happens when I bring it near this silver-painted ping pong ball. Look, they attract. See? They're pulled together because they have opposite charges. Now, there's an old saying, opposites attract. And it may be true for people.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, gosh. But it's certainly true for electrical charges. Now, suppose we want to make a big static electrical charge. Well, we could use something like this. This is called a Van de Graaff generator. It's named after Robert Van de Graaff. So here's what happens. Electrical charges are deposited on this rubber belt. The rubber belt turns and redeposits the electrical charges up here on this metal ball. Now, since this next part of the demonstration rocks, I'm going to put on my rocker wig of science. Yeah. Now, start the rubber belt turning. Electrical charges are being deposited on the metal ball. They're running through my arm and being deposited in me. And look, it's building up in my rocker wig of science. See, since these charges are all the same, they're not attracting. No, they're repelling. They're pushing apart. So they're pushing the hairs of my rocker wig apart. Now, if I could find a way to get these electrical charges off of me back into some other parts of the room, the hairs wouldn't repel each other. There wouldn't be a static electrical charge. No, the charge would jump. So let's try it. Watch what happens when I bring this ball near this ball. See the spark? The charges jumped. The static electrical charges aren't static. No, they jumped. Static electricity. It rocks. See that? It sparked.
Hey, Elaine, how's it going?
Oh, hi, Bill. It's going good. Who am I fooling? It's no use pretending anymore. Every time I do my laundry, I get this embarrassing electron buildup.
Oh, you mean static cling?
Oh, fine. Here I am with my clothes full of electrons, creating a negative static electric charge, and all you can say is static cling.
Well, have you tried spraying it with water?
Huh?
The water absorbs the electric charge. Look. See? Doesn't stick.
But now it's all wet.
Well, what can I tell you, Elaine? I mean, it's a process. I mean, it doesn't happen all at once. I mean, first the laundry's in the dryer, spinning around in that desiccated atmosphere. There's no humidity and there's very little water in there. So the electrons, with the friction of the spinning, they can build up on one surface or the other, either on the shirt or the sock. So the electrons, there they are.
Boy, this guy can really go on and on when it comes to static cling. He just goes on and on. My sock's all wet.
So the sock doesn't stick. I mean, laundry doesn't happen all at once, Yeah. Sorry.
Here are 3 fun things you can do with a balloon and your hair. 1. Rub a balloon into your hair. Stick it to a wall. 2. Get some sugar. Now, rub the balloon in your hair. It makes a sugar storm. 3. Cut little people out of paper. Rub a balloon into your hair. The people dance. Static. Static. Static.
Science! Static electricity! Static!
So get this. Everything has electrons. And electrons are tiny little charged particles that are part of atoms.
Static on radios and televisions is caused by static electricity on dust and water vapor in the Earth's atmosphere, which the antennas pick up. And now, some more static.
Now for something really shocking!
Here's the static electricity generator, just full to the brim with electrons. I'm going to let some of the electrons jump off. We scientists like to say, I'm letting the electrons discharge. Now, where do they go when we discharge them?
Home, maybe? I don't know.
Well, they go into the ground.
Oh,
Now, when you say the ground, do you mean the ground? Like the Earth? Like part of our planet?
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do they get there? With a ground wire.
What?
The ground wire runs from the machine right to the main cold water pipe in the lab. And the cold water pipe runs right through the floor. The pipes run underneath the floor of the lab, all the way down here and then into the Earth. That way electrons can find their way to or from the ground just like that. You may have seen a third prong on some electrical plugs. Well, that's the ground wire. It lets extra electrons get to or from the ground quickly and quietly. Well, thanks for joining us on Consider the Following. Discharge electrons.
Oh, Bill.
Discharge to the ground.
Bill.
Did you know that?
Lightning can strike backwards from the ground to a cloud. 50 to 100 lightning bolts hit the ground every second all over the Earth.
Now you know.
It won't make a mess on your pants or your dress. Roll over, sit over, do tricks. But they'll stick to a wall in a room or a hall. Balloony sticks. Balloony sticks. Just fill them with air. Start rubbing your hair with the wackiest toy that you know. Then tell all your friends to buy 9 or 10 from Static Go. Balloony sticks.
Balloony Sticks, the balloon toy that sticks to walls. From Stabico.
Tales from the Lab with your host, Bill Nye.
Here it is. Once upon a time, many, many years ago in Greece, there lived some pine trees. And although the pine trees eventually died, some of their sap hardened into a gold-colored substance we call amber. Many years later, amber played an important part in a movie about dinosaurs that made lots and lots of money. Anyway, many, many years before that, a Greek philosopher named Thales took some amber of his own and polished it with a cloth. He noticed that after polishing, the amber would attract small objects like dust and hair. We know today that Thales was rubbing electrons from the cloth onto the amber, making the amber negatively charged. The Greek word for amber is electron, which is where we get the word electricity. The end. Electric motors, like the ones in blenders, can make electrical noise that looks and sounds just like static.
Electric motors also can help you make a mighty mean banana milkshake.
They're down in 4 now. Ball is snapped. Hand off to Elektronsky.
Oh, not again. Bill, I'm trying to watch the game. Turn off the blender.
Field rapidly now. And he's driven out about the 40-yard line.
Are you feeling dull, boring, negative? Like everything is the same old, same old? Well, worry no more and let Johnny Static give a charge to your life. Not to mention your hairdo. Johnny's unique style of hair design has helped to add a spark to millions of people like yourself. So act now to add a jolt to your hair tomorrow.
Hey, we're on top of the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington, about 184 meters off the ground. Now, this is the closest thing to a cloud, so we've got lightning rods on it. There's 24 lightning rods, about this tall, and there's one big one. So if an electrical storm comes along, the electrical charges are going to find their way to the ground through one of these things. Pretty cool, huh?
Careful.
Here are 2 fun things you can do with your hair and a comb.
1. Cut a square paper. Tape it in a roll, like this. Then, comb your hair very fast. Hold the comb near the paper. Wow! Neato!
2. Comb your hair again. Now hold the comb near running water. The water bends.
Electrons went from your hair to the comb. All those extra electrons are what pulled the paper.
The comb built up a negative charge. That's what pulled the water molecules.
Static!
Hey, you, get yourselves a pencil.
'Cause you're gonna need it later.
Static charges build up on things when they rub together, right? Well, try this. Get a plastic soft drink bottle and a glass one. Rub the plastic one with a wool sweater. Set it down on edge like that. Now rub the glass one with a piece of silk you might have lying around the house. What happens when you bring them near each other? Try it. I said try it!
When you build up these tiny little charged particles, you get static electricity.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that?
The safest place to be during a thunderstorm is in your car. A flash of lightning may be up to 140 kilometers long.
Now you know! You can make your own precision static electricity detector called an electroscope. Yeah, all you need .
Good morning, Cowboys. Welcome to the ranch. I'm Carter. And I am Ainsley. Today is Monday. It is day 1 on the specialist schedule. Happy birthday to Jackson Preston. We have 29 days left in the school year. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the cowboy vow. I vow to be my best today in everything I do and say, by respecting myself and others too, being kind and responsible in all that I do. Using self-control as the #1 rule, I'll make good choices for me and my school. These cowboy vows are me to do what I can to achieve my goals and be all that I am. I know what I want for lunch today. Do you? Here's our choices. Hot dog, PB&J pack, baked beans, and fruit. The quote of the day is, when you do the common things in life is in an uncommon way, You will command the attention of the world by George Washington Carver. Hey, want to hear something funny? How are false teeth like stars?
How?
They come out at night.
The weather today will be a high of 68.
And for other school news, the book fair is coming April 26th to our school.
You will be making a wish list in media class. This week the talent show recordings will begin.
We will let you know when you can find our Southwest performers on our YouTube page. Teachers, please don't forget to send your attendance in.
That's our show. It's time for you guys to hit the books.
The official Southwest time is 7:38.
Have an amazing day, Cowboys.
Bye.